Hello and welcome to Crypto Exposed. Earth Day 2023, the rapidly growing refi ecosystem on Hedera. Okay, let's get into this. So, as you guys know, one of Hedera's huge strong points is how green and carbon friendly the network is, right? We all know that. And I did a video not long ago in regards to Hedera releasing the Hedera Guardian, which is a product that they were using. And it's basically, again, all about carbon friendly, that kind of stuff, emissions, etc., etc. Won't get into the full details of that. If you do want to see it, then feel free to go back into my catalog and you will see the video Hedera Guardian. Look for it and you'll see it on there and you can watch that to hear it more in depth. Okay. But this is all in regards to adding to that. This is them utilizing the Hedera Guardian product and that kind of thing to help bring on their mission to make the world more eco-friendly, right? To help against climate change and that kind of thing. And as I've said, I think in the future, this is going to be absolutely massive for Hedera and HBAR. I've already shown you a partnership that they gained, and it was simply because of how green the network was, right? That was one of their prime reasons for choosing it. And I think many other corporations will follow suit. I've said this already, right? Climate change is a huge thing that many companies are battling right now. They're all trying to make their company more carbon friendly. They're trying to reduce their carbon footprint, all that kind of stuff. So companies, when they're looking and thinking of getting into crypto, one of the things that you'd be thinking is, okay, well, one of our business ideals right now and things that we're trying to tackle is we want carbon friendly initiatives, right? If we're looking to join something, is it carbon friendly? That kind of thing. And Hedera is top of the pack for that, right? So this is where they're going to shine. And I think a lot of corporations will say, okay, well, if Hedera can do all these kinds of things, it has all these kinds of utility that can help with our business, and it's also carbon friendly, why wouldn't you choose Hedera, right? So going to be massive for them in the future. And this is all in regards to refi, as you heard. Refi is regenerative finance, okay? And their ultimate goal is bringing the balance sheet of the planet to the public ledger, right? So that's all about, again, being more transparent with things that are going on, because once it's on the ledger, it's for everyone to see and it can't be amended or deleted or anything like that, right? It's there for everyone to be able to see, which will be beneficial for transparency. So let's get into this. Now, before I do start, I will just ask, guys, if you could just subscribe to the channel if you do like this content, please, because it really does help me to continue to give you guys this kind of content, and it really will help the channel. So if you could subscribe, I'd really appreciate that. Thank you. Okay, so let's get into the article. I'm not going to read the full thing, but then we can discuss this just a little bit further, okay? Today, on this 54th Earth Day, the HBAR Foundation Sustainable Impact Fund, in brackets SIF, looks back on what has already been an incredibly productive year for the regenerative finance, in brackets refi, ecosystem on Hedera. Since the inception of the fund, we have strived alongside sustainability-focused policymakers, retail applications, and institutions large and small to realise a shared goal, bringing the balance sheet of the planet to the public ledger. Below, we dive into our mission at the SIF, Hedera's unique advantages in tackling climate and ESG challenges, and how our team of dedicated sustainability and Web3 experts, together with our innovative grantee and ecosystem partners, are building the open source Web3 infrastructure to solve them. What is refi? The overreaching thesis of refi is that Web3 innovation has the capacity to transform our all too often extractive, profit-focused economic system into one that takes seriously and takes responsibility for protecting and preserving the environment we share. More than that, for regenerating the ecosystems, the biodiversity and all the natural capital held in common as public goods, and in the process, centering social inclusion, equitable access, and environmental justice. As with decentralized finance, in brackets DeFi, broadly, distributed ledger technology, in brackets DLT, and related tools such as smart contracts and decentralized identity in refi serve to disintermediate the cumbersome legacy mechanisms of traditional finance that have slowed, added risk to, and increased the costs of transactions. By enabling borderless, immutably recorded peer-to-peer transactions, it suddenly becomes possible to reduce previously intractable frictions in the voluntary carbon markets, in the development of climate projects around the world, in ESG disclosure, and many more. ReFi also prioritizes sustainable outcomes that benefit the communities and people actually doing the work on the ground, and so often in the global south. Not just improving environmental outcomes at large for the benefit of the rich, developed nations in the global north. This is what it means to advocate for a, quote, just transition, unquote, to usher forward the low/no carbon future we desperately need. Yes, but in the process to reimagine and reinvent the systems and structures that historically have entrenched social power and agency over natural capital in the hands of the few. In seeking to accelerate the ReFi movement, the SIF acknowledges upfront that in many cases, synthetic environmental assets such as carbon credits, as well as ESG disclosure of greenhouse gas emissions, serve corporate interests. But it isn't all or nothing. Like it or not, private capital has a critical role to play in our climate transition. Building tools for major corporates to share their carbon impacts openly and transparently can only serve to increase stakeholder pressure to reduce them. Enabling the tokenization and on-chain buying and selling of high-quality environmental assets with robust auditability and reliable price discovery will only ensure that corporate resources are redirected to climate action, where their efforts to abate have failed or remain infeasible. And the technology infrastructure the ReFi ecosystem is building on Hedera will have the essential collateral benefit of ensuring a more efficient and ethical allocation of capital to local and indigenous communities, while still holding all participants accountable and reducing barriers to entry to climate and sustainable financial markets for businesses of every size and scale. Okay. Nice, man. Nice. As I say, this is one of their goals and one of their missions, bringing the balance sheet of the planet to the public ledger. I think it's a great move, and I think it's going to be great in terms of the environmental impact it can have in terms of trying to fight climate change and that kind of stuff. Carbon credits, being more carbon friendly, being a more green network. I think it's going to help for all that kind of stuff. It's all going to be great. Now, I'm not like a developer with that kind of stuff, so I can't always say exactly everything it's going to do, but I know it's all about trying to make the world more carbon friendly, and that's definitely something that I'm all for. And this is the same thing I've said on some of my previous videos, right? One of the things I do like about Hedera is that you're investing in something that's going to actually help the world. It's not necessarily just about an investment that's going to give you money, and that's real nice for me. That's what I really like about this. But yeah, I think when it comes to this kind of stuff, this is where Hedera shines. When it comes to carbon friendly activities and that kind of stuff, I just think this is where Hedera will have they will be the dominant force in that market. I really do believe that, because they've already got the greenest network. They're already shining in this industry. As you can see, they're doing numerous things to try and help combat climate change and stuff like that, and carbon credits and all that kind of thing. So I really do see them just being huge within that space. I really do. But what do you guys think? Hedera trying to bring the balance of the planet to the public ledger. Do you think this is a good thing? Do you like the idea of this? Do you think it's actually going to be good for climate change and that kind of thing? Or do you not agree with this and don't think it's going to be good for climate change overall or making the world more green? Or you don't think it's going to be good for Hedera or price? Let me know your thoughts, guys. I'd be interested to hear. Thank you very much for watching this. If you did like it, please remember to drop a comment, like, and subscribe. But until next time, take care.